Hey everyone, so today I thought I'd share my thoughts on the very latest VR hype release, the rhythm action game Beat Sabre. The basics of the game are simple. You hold two lightsabers in your hand, one blue, one red, and you move the blocks in a certain direction in time with the music. You avoid hitting bombs and you dodge incoming walls by moving left or right. If this game came out tomorrow for non-VR systems in its current state, I think the people into rhythm action games would enjoy it, and I think others would just pass it by. This is a game considerably enhanced by VR though, and I wanted to talk about a few of the reasons Beat Sabre feels like something special, even outside the whole rhythm action world. Although the game shares some of its mechanics and style with the more abstract experiences in the genre like Thumper or Beat Hazard, it actually feels to me more like something like Dance Dance Revolution. Of course that's mostly due to the way you play, standing up and moving with your full body, though this time with a focus on your arms and not your legs. It's similar to DDR in a few other ways though, the simplicity of the game's basic moveset and the minimal focus on background visuals. There's no virtual crowd or stunning procedural backgrounds here, just you, the sabers and the music. But here's where the VR makes a difference. Here's what you look like playing Beat Sabre in the real world. You look pretty ridiculous. And that's fine. I mean, I've played a ton of DDR, and I look about as stupid playing that game as we do playing this. Don't get me wrong, people who aren't us can look fantastic playing DDR. But as much as I can throw caution to the wind and get into the zone playing DDR at home or in the arcade, I've never been tricked into feeling like I'm dancing. If I'm playing Guitar Hero, I can be completely immersed mechanically, but I still feel like a middle-aged man clicking buttons on a little plastic tube. The added element of virtual reality though is that final step that I needed, that last piece of missing immersion to make me feel not only mechanically satisfied, but also kind of cool. You aren't playing music here, you're fighting it. And despite the lack of resistance that has been making sword fighting with motion controllers feel a bit weird and flat since the Nintendo Wii, the music itself takes the place of the feeling of really hitting something. So Beat Sabre and the boxes that come towards you really feel like they have a weight to them.
I would.
It looks like he's really hurriedly looking for drawers.
Yeah.
I imagine burglars look like. I imagine burglars look like this.
It helps that the technology is never a barrier. Some rhythm action games aim to achieve immersion in different ways. In games like Guitar Hero or DJ Hero, it's through emulating or holding a real-world instrument. The more abstract games are harder to define, but at their best when they allow people to get into that near meditation-like flow. Controls exist in those games as a necessary evil rather than as part of the experience. As one of those games, Beat Sabre's lack of pads and buttons is one of its greatest advantages over other similar games. Most of us enjoy VR because of immersion, and it's the ultimate form of escapism. And Beat Sabre is an excellent game because it's distilled that escapism to something so compelling, simple, and reliant on your own body and your own brain, not controllers or screens, to win the game. Since the earliest days of the Rift, VR has been waiting for its killer app, its game that will turn the tides and push the tech to the mainstream. And when we talk about those games, it's often in the context of these big AAA releases, developers turning their attention into this arena. When VR became a reality, we looked for immersion from the same games that provided it from our screens, games like Skyrim or LA Noire. But this is a new tech. The popularity of genres changes over time, but it also changes over formats. Sandbox games became popular because we had the technology to render a lifelike world, and perhaps genres we considered niche before will become more prominent and mainstream with this new tech. Don't get me wrong though, I don't think Beat Sabre is that killer app. Despite its popularity and how much fun it is to play, I think it's a sign though that we've been looking for that immersion in the wrong place. In the meantime, it's an absolutely amazing game. There's some chatter online about the lack of songs and the lack of difficulty, but this is an early access release, it's just come out. I mean, the fundamentals are what we should be looking at, how fun the basic core gameplay mechanics are, not the amount of content, not yet anyway. The modding scene has already begun, and why it's a bit awkward to add custom songs right now, you have to go to the Discord and add them manually to the Steam folder. There's clearly going to be huge community support for this game, just like games like Stepmania before it. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, I hope that was interesting, and please subscribe for more sort of VR tech and gaming content in the future. Bye bye.